Hello everyone, this is Kelly Ann Worthington, and today, as always, is Mortgage Monday. So thank you so much for joining me today. Each Monday at noon, I talk about different topics that come up through conversations with different realtors, clients, and things I just find that will be helpful to you in the process of either helping a client buy or sell a home, or you are the client and you're looking to buy or sell the home. So today's Mortgage Monday topic is foreclosure. So last week we talked about bankruptcies, chapter 7 and chapter 13. So this week I wanted to talk about foreclosures. So this topic won't take too long, pretty simple and sweet, but let's start with what is a foreclosure. So a foreclosure is when a lender goes through the legal process of trying to take back possession of a property when the mortgagor, or you, the person who owns the property, is not able to keep up with the payments. Now, when that legal process happens, you don't immediately lose your property. What happens is there's kind of a ladder step by step of how this works. So the first step is that they try to ask you, as the person that has not been paying and has been late on your payments, when you start that process, they come to you and they find out if you can pay the balance in full to keep possession of the property. If you cannot pay the full balance of the loan due, then they are going to try to get the property to be sold in a short sale. If that doesn't happen, that is then when the property possession is taken over and it is sold in a foreclosure auction. So if you are someone who has gone through foreclosure, you can still get a mortgage, just like last week. So often people think if they've been through that, they can never buy a home again, and that's simply not the case. However, there are time frames that you have to be aware of and pay attention to. I had a client who a few months ago, she wanted to get a home, but her bankruptcy she was outside of her bankruptcy time frame, but she had a foreclosure, and that foreclosure still needed to be a little bit longer to wait. So it's just important to know what those dates are for you so that you know when you're able to apply to get a new mortgage. So let's talk about FHA loans. So for an FHA loan, you're going to wait a total of 3 years. Now, the dates when we refer to this for FHA is based on the title transfer date. So when you own a home, you have your name on the title. When you go into foreclosure and that process finalizes, the title is going to be transferred over and the lender takes back the property or transfers into whoever the home gets sold to. So for FHA loans, if you're applying for an FHA loan, the date for that 3 years that you have to wait is based on the date that the title transferred out of your name. Now, if you go to USDA loans or rural loans, those as well are 3 years, but they're a little bit different. So with the USDA, it's based on the title transfer date. However, if the home was part of a bankruptcy, then you go off of the discharge date of the bankruptcy. So it's important to understand that. Now, with conventional, you have to wait a full 7 years after foreclosure to be able to get a conventional loan if you have a foreclosure in your history. And with conventional, it's the same. It's based on the title transfer date, or if the home was part of a bankruptcy, then the discharge date of that. And then finally is VA. So for VA, it's 2 years that you have to wait. And for VA, it's just going off of whichever date is the latest, either a discharge from bankruptcy if the property was part of that, or the title transfer. So whichever was the latest date that applies, that is the date that you would have to go off of. So again, if you've been part of a foreclosure of a property on your name, it's on your credit, the time frames that you have to wait. If you're applying for an FHA loan, it's 3 years. VA loan is 2 years. USDA is 3 years. And conventional is 7. So really, that's all I wanted to cover today. Pretty simple and easy, just to understand what a foreclosure is, what your time frames are that you have to wait. Different types of loans have different regulations. So those are just the dates to be aware of. As always with that, if you are not sure what your dates were, you want to find your paperwork. If you don't know where your paperwork is, you can contact the court that it went through. You also can look on your credit report. It'll have that information on there. So remember, with the credit report, you get one free one a year through annualcreditreport.com. So if you haven't done that yet and you want to see what's on your credit without hurting your credit, pulling it, that's the way to go. I highly recommend myfico.com, myfico.com, if you're really trying to work on repairing your credit, keeping an eye on things that are on there, and it just kind of keeps you updated. But that one, of course, like I always say, is not free. But those are two very helpful ways to kind of see what's going on with your credit, where things are at. So with that, as always, thank you for joining me. Feel free to reach out anytime. I am available 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I would love to be your lender for your clients, or if you're someone looking to get a mortgage loan, I'd love to help you. Reach out anytime via call or text at 440-346-6003. Or you can always go to my website, kellyanhomeloans.com. That is KELLYANNHOMELOANS.com. So thanks for joining me. Next week, we're going to be talking about your credit report and credit scores. Hope you're having a great day. Bye, everyone.